Welcome back after this short break as we have a very special guest, Nisha Agarwal with us, CEO from OXFAM. I think we were discussing about humanitarian crisis and the work you have been doing here in Assam. So you work on flood also, and the common problem which we face. In fact, many organizations are saying that flood be declared as a national problem. So your take on flood and the erosion problem which you observe, and you have been working for several years in Assam.
Yeah. So I think there are two problems going on the natural disaster side. One which is recognized by everybody as a natural disaster, and the state machinery kicks in and the national machinery kicks in, which is flood. But as large a problem that we saw when we were visiting Moregaon earlier this week is a long-term problem of erosion. We met with a group of villagers where half the island, half the region, the land, the village, had already been taken by the Brahmaputra, swallowed up, and they were just waiting for the other half. They knew the other half would also disappear. And last year when I came, we met with also in Moregaon some communities and some villagers where they said they had moved in their life like 8 or 10 or 12 times. They move somewhere, the river comes because the river is constantly changing its course, that land is swallowed up, then they move a little bit away, then that land gets swallowed up. So they're permanently migrating and they have no vision of their long-term future and what could be done about it. So I think what the state government is saying, which is very important, is to declare erosion as much of a natural disaster as floods, is an extremely important message which the national government needs to really respond to, and to put in the same mechanisms for erosion about relief, rehabilitation, preparation, because that is a peculiar problem to Assam because of the river and the way that it's changing course. In the long run, I think because this is a very vulnerable state, whether it's natural or other disasters and so on, I think strengthening the SDMA, I think is very, very important. There is a State Disaster Management Committee. I met both the NDMA people as well as the SDMA people. I think they're doing a really good job, but they need to do so much more. I mean, in terms of preparation, in terms of early disaster management systems, in terms of really relief packages, rehab packages. I think it's all on the way, but it really needs to be strengthened, and also a sense of urgency. Maybe when it happens every year, we all say, oh, floods again in Assam, you tend to think like that.
I think we also need to be more conscious to the problems. I think the government only says that we have to respond in times of crisis, but I don't see, any mechanism like you have to do capacity building among the people, create awareness, like you are doing the right thing by saying that 6 months ahead of it, you are at least trying to prepare the people that this is what you have to do in terms of when a disaster strikes you. But here we see from the government level, I think they are not very, very sincere when they have to channelize such programs. So how actually everybody, the stakeholders, the government, the NGOs can come together to create awareness, and how OXFAM would like to help?
Yeah, I think what you're saying is exactly right. When we met with the women whose half the village was eaten up, and we say, what would you like the government to do? Or what is your plan for the future? They didn't have an answer. Now in other parts of the country where we see groups of people come together, usually they have a vision for what they want from the government. They have a plan. They say 5 years from now, this is... So here, a lot of that work has not happened, of really organizing communities and helping them think through. You're living in this particular geography. The communities are not empowered here. The communities didn't seem very empowered to us. So we think there's a lot of work that needs to be done at the community level, primarily. And a lot more NGOs are needed, and we need a lot of support from the people of Assam to help us in our work, because we are desperately trying to raise funds for our work as well, because we would like to expand, as I said, and do much more of this community empowerment work ourselves.
Thank you so much. I think we have a lot of issues to be discussed, but time is running short. But it was a pleasure to have you in our studio. This was Nisha Agarwal, CEO of OXFAM, talking to us about issues they are championing in Assam.